It's a bird.
It's a plane.
It's another episode of Intern TV. And we are back with another episode of Intern TV here at Neumann Media with the riveting. We thought we might have saw superheroes flying over, but I guess it's just our two co-hosts sitting here,
man.
Andrew and
Dude,
Jeff.
are you trying to make me blush right now?
Dude, I'm telling you, if I ever get caught by a goblin or something, I would want you to come in and save me.
You just put my signal up in the air.
I'd be there for you.
I'll be
Exactly, the old AG.
It's like a pact.
JW, Jeff
It is a
Wilson.
pact.
Awesome. Hey, appreciate it. So like I said, we got another riveting episode of Intern TV today. We got Ria Troilo coming on. She's a communications major here. She's a junior. So let's bring her in. Ria, how you doing?
Hi, Matt. I'm doing well. I'm happy to be here.
Awesome. And we can't wait to hear from you. So you are actually on top of a communications major. You are a cheerleader for the Philadelphia Flyers of the NHL. So that's obviously, let's talk about that a little bit because that has to be really hard to get. Not a lot of people do that. So I guess how long have you been cheerleading for and what kind of led you to, get in a cheerleading position with the Flyers?
Yeah, so I have been cheerleading and dancing since I was about 8. I did dance all through grade school, all through high school. I did competitive cheer through grade school and high school. I also cheered for my high school. And then when I came to college, amongst other things, I decided to just go on with dance. So I decided to try out for the dance team, and I was on the dance team for my freshman year, and summer going into sophomore year, so July 2019, I decided to try out for the Philadelphia Flyers ice team, and God willing, I made it, and yeah, ever since then, it's been a dream come true. I've been watching the Flyers my entire life. My dad's a huge fan, and I just love to dance. So the two worlds collided, and now I'm living the dream.
It's big.
That's big. Yeah, give me a clap for that one. Awesome.
So with this pandemic and all, obviously the Flyers went up to the NHL bubble. What have you and the cheer squad been doing during that time to still show that enthusiasm, but still follow the protocol since you guys were not allowed up at the bubble?
Yeah, so when we were on the Flyers were on an all-time high. When the pandemic first started, we were hit the ground running. Every other day I was going in for a game. And it was actually coming up on Star Wars night, and we had our costumes ready, and we were all excited, and then that was it. So then, everybody got sent home, and at that moment it was a bummer because it's you're riding this high and everything just comes to a close or an end or a pause. And thank God the NHL moved quick. They problem solved and they decided to do the bubble, and we were able, the organization decided that they were still going to incorporate us, the ice team, and we still did video productions. We danced, and they at the watch parties at Xfinity for every away game and home game. It was in Toronto, so it was away and home. But so we were just at Xfinity every night and dancing, interacting with the fans, of course socially distanced. They had a different amount of people at every game, and it's just the best getting to work alongside Philadelphia's greatest icon, Gritty, of course. But it was all good. The organization made the most of what it was, and I'm just very proud of the Flyers for as far as they made it, and I have very high hopes for next season.
So as you had this opportunity, obviously being at all the games, and then what you guys did during the pandemic at Xfinity Live, being able to interact with all these fans and take part in all these video productions, how has that kind of helped you as your communications major, working on different skills that'll be essential as you continue down your journey of college?
Yeah, great question. So I actually found it as an advantage because, I didn't expect to be, on a game day, we are down with, Andrea Helfrich, and we are down with Everett and all of the game day staff and production team. So it's actually a 2-for-1 for me. So I get to actually, sit by and watch them do these video production and these live hits and, you know, interviews and like all of this stuff that I potentially want to do in my career. So it's like, I remember like the first game being there and I was like, wow, this is like, you know, kind of like an internship and a job and like my aspirations and my career goals all in one, and I'm getting to sit in and watch like the pros do their thing. And, you know, in the future I hope to maybe eventually get an internship with them on the production team and game day staff so I can just learn more and, you know, be hands-on with that rather than just stand by watching, but it's all good.
Yeah. Yeah, so Ria, we also know that you appear here at Neumann Media a lot too, that you like to do some updates, and you also, I know you do the weather here. So I guess, what's that whole process been like for you, you know, kind of being a weather woman and other, you know, all that kind of stuff. So obviously a lot of mesh like you talked about there. So talk about the Neumann updates a little bit, and I guess what's the weather looking like outside?
Yeah, it's really great. It's nice to get, like, in a college environment, it's nice to get, like, your feet wet. And, you know, coming out of high school, my high school never had, like, anything, like, close to, like, production and putting on a news, you know, show. So it was great coming here and having all this great facility and all these different things you can get involved in. And a friend actually urged me freshman year to come and do the update. And, you know, I was always like a little like shy guy. So like coming to a new environment, I was like, oh, I really want to do that, but I needed that extra push. So thank God, you know, I have Neumann Media and I have the Neumann update, and I started doing weather freshman year, and now I'm doing sports and weather. So it's nice to like make a script every week, you know, and watch production and get involved and see how it is, like how a TriCaster works, and reading from a teleprompter and getting all that experience while I'm still in college. So I look forward to doing it every week. I'm very passionate about it, and it's a lot of fun.
So what have you been able to pick up or take from your previous internships that you know you're going to end up using in your future internships or future jobs?
So I actually haven't done an internship yet, but I am I've been applying. I probably applied to about 20 over the last 2 weeks. I'm racking my brain, and I really want to get at least one by the end of the year, just because I want that experience. I want to build my resume, and I want to get involved in the major and in the field. And I think the best way to do that is, you know, gaining experience, real world experience, being out there, being, you know, by professionals and learning from them. So yeah, I am very much looking for an internship, praying, applying, and hopefully I can be back on here talking about an internship not too long from now.
Yeah, so Ria, just like sort of you talked about how, you know, back in February, March, I kind of ended up getting with the Flyers a little bit too, in the same department you were at, game presentation. So we kind of worked together a lot, and you know, I would DJ while you guys would do your music and all that, and you'd do your quick dance, all that. So it was fun work with you. But also, you mentioned that you kind of want to do this for a career where, you know, you get to see what Andrea Helfrich was doing and all that. So we harp on marketing, networking a lot, and marketing yourself, your brand. So I guess what have you done to I guess network there and realize like, hey, if I talk to Andrea, she might, you know, one day help me get an internship here, or, you know, help me get an interview here. Like, what kind of networking have you been able to do there?
Yeah, so the Flyers are a great organization. They're very accommodating, especially to their employees. And my boss's boss has actually said to us, I don't know if you know Anthony, I'm sure you do, but he urges us, you know, when things get back to some kind of a normalcy, he wants to give us those opportunities. He says, you know, he has kids working for him. Like, for instance, I cheerlead and dance and, like, game presentation. But for my career, I look to, you know, do interviews, production, and everything like that. So kind of he wants to aid us in any way they can and provide opportunities for us to get our feet wet in all areas that we want to. So if you're like game day presentation and you want to tap into production and you want to shadow somebody, you absolutely can. And they've told me that from the moment I've stepped in there because I told them what I was interested in, what my goals and aspirations were, and they are so accommodating. They said anytime if you want to shadow somebody. So I'm definitely going to take full advantage of that. You know, when things get not out of whack anymore, then, you know, we're going to hit the ground running and, you know, try and wiggle my way in there.
So you've sort of touched on it already with this unique opportunity that you have with the Flyers, kind of everything that you kind of get to see behind the scenes. So you mentioned you worked with Andrea Helfrich and you get to see the production team. How beneficial has that been, and have you had the chance to kind of pick Andrea's brain on, you know, the steps to going about getting to her position? Obviously, as you mentioned, you're looking for an internship, and you have a lot of, you know, great people there that are going to help you, and you're going to get to learn a lot from. So what have been some of the things that you've picked up from Andrea and the rest of the production team?
Yeah, I basically so when we're doing a hit or when Andrea's doing a hit, so we're right there beside her. And I've kind of analyzed and it just helps to watch her and how she portrays herself and how she's quick with, if there's a little mishap in production real quick, she'll pick up right back, she's right back with it. So seeing how she, you know, takes things and she just puts them out, produces them, and then Everett too, Everett Jackson, he's great too. And just to work alongside professionals, it's very helpful, and it's almost you know, you're working by your role models and what you eventually aspire to be in the future, and it's just very eye-opening and inspirational, and just seeing the camera guys, how they work, just in a professional production team, it's so surreal to be standing by and watching that. When like I said, I'm getting the best of both worlds. So I'm dancing and interacting with the fans, but also I'm getting glimpses of what I aspire to do in my career in the future.
Yeah. So Ray, it almost sounds like you're kind of doing an in-person informational interview every time you get to, you know, pick their brains and kind of see them in action.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's very inspiring, and it kind of helps me a lot to realize what I want to do because, you know, production and media, it's such a huge field with a vast variety of things, and it's just nice to be involved in that environment. It's a lot. It's great. I said, I hope to maybe eventually do an actual internship with the Flyers in the future because they're just a great organization. I love everything they do, and you know, they have great people, very sophisticated, and they have a lot of just everything. It's just great.
Yeah,
I'm very enthused about it.
Exactly. Hey, you gotta love the orange and black. So, hey, Ria, and listen, we know you're going to get an internship there because you're obviously an all-star. And let's prove how much of an all-star you are by how quick you can answer these questions for quick six.
Ooh,
So here it
I'm
is.
excited.
Here we go.
Hey, that's time. We're going to go around the horn. 6 questions quick. Jeff, you're up.
Favorite Philadelphia sports team aside from the Flyers?
The Phillies.
How many games a year do you watch the Phillies then?
I'm going to say more than half. So maybe 100.
Who do you like more, the Penguins or the Bruins?
The Bruins.
What is your favorite bird?
Oh, I love a flamingo. It's my favorite animal.
There it is.
Would you rather vacation at the beaches or the mountains?
Oh, the beaches for sure.
What is your dream job?
To be a sports announcer or sideline reporter.
Hey, that's a great answer.
quick.
Hey, good job, and they were quick.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Hey, Ryan, hey, we know you're going to get there because you're obviously, like I said, you're an all-star and you're doing a lot of good things. You're putting yourself in those positions that if you get there, you're going to get there, right?
Thank
so
you.
You got to show up to get something, so appreciate it. Well, anyway, hey, Ria, we can't thank you enough for coming on today. Like you said, we learned a lot from you about your path and your passion for the Flyers. It's just really charismatic, and honestly, it makes me wish that the season was starting now listening to you
Yeah,
talk
me
about
too,
the
me
Flyers.
too.
But hey, it'll be back soon once
Hey,
the whole
it's right
world.
around the corner.
Right around the
It's right
corner.
around the corner.
Oh yeah, it'll be here before we know it.
Awesome. Well, anyway, Jeff, can't thank you enough
Hey,
again.
thank you.
Great questions as always. You're on it.
I appreciate
Appreciate
that.
it. Nice looking shirt too. The
Dude,
pink
stop.
looks
You're
good.
going to make me blush again.
Awesome. Andrew, thank you.
Of course, man.
Awesome.
Thank you.
And hey, Ria, we can't thank you enough again. We want to thank everyone at Neumann Media and everyone that watches us, our fans, and we can't wait to see you again next week for Intern TV.